Welcome to the DVDs, the ultimate podcast for women over 40 who are ready to take control of their health, ditch the diets, and lose weight for good. Today, I'm talking to the woman who feels like she's failing. You've fallen off again. You have skipped your workouts. You have stress eaten all the snacks you said you wouldn't buy, but we all know you did. You're thinking, what's wrong with me? And the answer is nothing. You're not broken. You're just burned out. And so, in this episode, I want to walk you through what that really means, but how it shows up in your life and how to actually fix it. So, let's start with the hard truth. Most women that I work with believe they're the problem, not the plan, not their schedule, not the stress they're carrying, not the lack of the support. It's honestly, they think that there's something wrong with them, and they think stupid things like I should just be more motivated, or I'm not motivated, or stuff like that. I'm not disciplined like I used to be. I'm not in the same I don't have the same energy that I used to be. If I was serious, I'd stop making excuses and start taking action. I don't know what's wrong with me. That's what I get a lot. I'm not sure what's wrong with me. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm talking to you. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I had a client say that to me this week. She's a new client. She's just getting started. And in all caps, she sent to me this morning, I feel like a failure. And we just got started. This is literally her first week with me. And it's so hard to pull that out of women. This beautiful client is a young 63 years old. And she's trying so hard in her life. And she has put on fat regardless. And it's not a ton, but she just feels like her body's not responding, and she was overwhelmed. It's very overwhelming to have starved yourself, done so much exercise, gained fat, and then you're sitting there helpless trying to figure out why you're a failure. So to have somebody come in, and I do try to really baby step women, because it is very overwhelming to realize how much you're actually supposed to be eating, how you're supposed to be exercising, and it's not a ton. It feels like it's not enough. And that's what it felt like to her. But she said she was going to breathe in Jesus and breathe out Satan. And so I was like, that is really great advice. This is all going to be fine. And, after a few weeks of eating with me and prioritizing protein, shifting from doing so much cardio, body pump, group fitness classes that are just kind of eating her muscle away, taking it down to really simple strength training and fortifying her body with good nutrition. Now she's going to be feeling like a whole different person and wondering what on earth was she thinking for all these years fighting to chase skinny. Chasing skinny is killing you. So we're just focusing on her habits. We're teaching her how to focus on consistency instead of perfection. She is a perfectionist. And she's a former teacher. So I was trying to get her to, like, how would you talk to your students? How would you want your students to see this? How would they shape it? How would you want it to look? And you have to think like that, because you're going to start feeling stronger and start seeing fat loss if you focus on habits. And you know what? That's when it hits women. That's when it hits them. It's not their fault. They've just been doing what everybody told them. And that advice no longer works in this season of life. So, burnout when you're over 40 doesn't always look like a meltdown. It just doesn't. It looks more like hitting the snooze button 3 times in a row because you're just so drained. So getting up just sounds exhausting. Craving sugar at 2 p.m. every single day. It looks like feeling inflamed and puffy no matter how clean you are eating. And so, being so overwhelmed that you shut down and you scroll is also another side effect. If you are just scrolling, and I find myself doing that, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So you might not even recognize it as burnout. You might just think you're weak, but I'm here to reframe that. You're not weak. You're running on fumes. So let's break it down. Here's 3 reasons that I see women hit their burnout. And it's important to recognize them. First of all, you're under eating, massively under eating. Telling this woman this, she might have been eating 1,200, maybe 1,100, 1,200 calories on a daily basis. Not on purpose. She thinks she's being disciplined, right? We think we're being disciplined. 1,200 calories is a starvation plan for a toddler. Toddlers are supposed to eat 1,300 calories. Do you weigh 50 pounds and you're 2 feet tall? No, you are not. No, you do not. So, you're barely eating to feed your metabolism, and your body is freaking out. It thinks it's in a famine. The result of that is you're tired, you're craving carbs, and you're gaining fat. So you're overdoing it. Life is full: work, family, caregiving, aging parents, grandkids. Instead of pulling you back, you add intense workouts, you skip meals, and you stay in the go, go, go mode. So your body gets stuck in a constant cortisol loop. And we all know cortisol is great when you are running away from zombies. That is going to help you get ahead, right? Cortisol in day to day life is toxic to our system, and that loop causes the inflamed, causes the exhausted, causes the stuck. So we have to figure out how to pull ourselves out of that. The other thing that you'll notice is you have no real structure. And that was something that I was talking about with another client. She's like, summertime, we have no real structure. Every day feels kind of like you're winging it. And so when you're winging it and you're overwhelmed, one habit that you skip leads to another skipped habit, leads to another skipped habit, and then guilt, and then shame. And now we're looking at something else with my kitty cat. I'm not going to stop the recording, but we're going to just try to redirect him over here because I know what he's going after. We'll just stick those down there. Okay. Mustache break. That's exactly what that was. So we were talking about guilt and shame. And so guilt and shame will shut you down. It will shut down consistency every single time. And this is the exact cycle that I help my clients break every single day. But it's not fast. It is very hard to break this thinking. And we do it not doing a crash diet. I am not a crash diet promoter. I can teach you how to cut weight pretty fast, but that is not where we stay. We learn how to thrive. That's what we do, but with structure that works with this season of life, not what worked when you were 25. And it's important to recognize the difference. You're not 25. Why wouldn't you want to embrace the age that you are right now so that we can feel the best at this age? So let's talk solutions. There are 3 things that you can start doing this week to reclaim your energy and get out of the burnout mode. Okay. First and foremost, every day, this is every day. Start your day with 30 grams of protein. However, that looks for you. That could be 2 whole eggs, 3 egg whites, and some spinach. That could be 2 eggs, Greek yogurt, berries. That could be protein shake with almond butter and cinnamon. That could be high protein overnight oats with some collagen in it. Whatever that looks like for you, sit down right now and map out tomorrow's breakfast. And do that every day. Just sit down every night and be like, I've got to have 30 grams of protein for breakfast. And then here's the other side of it. If you're in a cortisol loop, which is a lot of you, if you're feeling this burnout, then walk instead of punish. If your body's already stressed, punishing workouts will make it worse. It is not going to help you. It is not going to relieve stress. It's going to add cortisol and stress into your system. So start with a 20-minute walk. And then all I want you to do is 20 to 30 strength training workouts per week. And that is it. You have to simplify what's happening in your body so that you can pull the cortisol levels down, so that we can take that inflammation down to a different level. Why? Because muscle equals metabolism, and walking equals cortisol regulation. So we want the regulation of the cortisol. Okay. It is wild, wild kingdom over here today, y'all. So you want to prioritize water, you want to prioritize sleep, and you want to prioritize boundaries. With those 3 things can trigger a lot of different stuff in our life. If you are not getting sleep, you're automatically walking around with cortisol. If you are not getting sleep, you're already walking around with your ghrelin up and your leptin down. Your ghrelin being your hunger hormone is up. Your leptin being your satiety hormone is down. So you're already in a mode to overeat because you're never going to feel fully satisfied no matter how much you eat, right? Because your body's fighting because it's exhausted. And so that's where we're at with it. So you're not just tired, you're just under recovered. So prioritize 96 to 128 ounces a day. If 100 ounces of water a day works for you, just prioritize 100 ounces of water a day. 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That is the hardest thing at this age. Waking up in the middle of the night with hot flashes, it's like having an infant. So really making sure that you wind down at the same time every day, making sure that you're not ending your day with alcohol, because alcohol will wake you up in the middle of the night, and making sure that you are getting plenty of food through the day. Get your calcium, your magnesium, all the things that help you sleep at night, and get yourself in bed at an appropriate time. Also, just make sure that you have a plan in place for, any kind of normal interruptions that happen. If you can kind of preempt that, like look ahead and plan for those things not to happen. Like my dog has to pee at 3 o'clock every single morning. So we have a routine here to help us get back to sleep. Do you know what I mean? So take your life, you have to be practical. It's not about perfection. It's about being practical with everything that you're doing. So 7 to 8 hours of sleep, saying no more often, saying no to others and to your inner perfectionist. The inner perfectionist will get you every single time. She is holding you back because she's like, this is not going to work. This is not perfect enough. It's not going to work. So, um, I want to kind of take you what happened to me this week. So on Tuesday, my daughter passed out at a doctor's appointment. Okay. I was at Home Depot. I was called from the doctor's office to rush over there. And they basically handed me the baby, and my daughter, who never really came to, got rushed to the emergency room. So I had my grandbaby, just a sudden, situation. We rushed to the emergency room. Once weird people started talking to the baby, I was like, I'm just going to take him home. Her husband was with her. And so we took him home and we just waited to hear. She was conscious. They were giving her fluids. They were trying to get her, she had a migraine, whatever was going on that caused her to pass out. They were trying to get the symptoms under control. But we ended up keeping him overnight so that she could rest. Well, guess what I didn't get that night? Sleep. He was not having it. He was like, I'm not going to sleep. I would like to play. And he wanted to play all night long. So we were up all night with the baby. I still had my day to do the next day. Wednesdays are normally my day. They're my DD day with the baby, but they're also my check-in day. They're the day that I'm the most present with my client. So the biggest thing that I did the next day was pull everything out of my schedule that was unnecessary, focused on my clients 100% and the baby, and making sure that we got her home, her rested, and her taken care of. We also just made sure 100% our food was on point. I made sure that I was hydrated. Did I get a workout in Wednesday? The answer is no, because I knew I had hit my limit. And so pushing was not going to help anything. So, that is how I'm living intentionally. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to figure out how to adapt to your situations. You have to figure out how to adapt at what's coming at you so that you are not fighting that burnout. Because what would have been the worst thing for me is to have to cancel my recording with Brian because, I'm too tired. I'm too burned out. But I made sure that I was here so that I could get this done for all of you. So, understand that you just have to kind of reframe and keep yourself moving forward. So if you're sitting there thinking, how did I let myself get here? Please hear this. You didn't fail. You're not failing. You kept going through everything that life threw at you with no map, with no margin. And now it's time to really stop surviving and start rebuilding. You deserve strength. You deserve energy. You deserve confidence. And you don't need to earn those things by suffering. It's not a martyr system. You just need a better plan. So that's why I created my 8-week challenge. If you're interested in hearing about that, that actually, whenever this podcast comes out, it starts July 7th. So you want to jump on it, just message me the word kill it on Instagram. You can find me at Danya Powers EC. But I also have 4 openings left in the month of June for one-on-one clients. So if you're tired of starting over and you're ready to feel strong again, no starvation, no shame, just structure, just supports, and results that last. We don't do fast, we last. So just message me. You can find me on Instagram, Danya Powers DC, TikTok, Danya Powers DC, Facebook, Danya Powers, and YouTube, Danya Powers Empowered Coaching. If this episode hit home, just make sure that you share it with a friend. And until next time, stay strong, stay consistent, and stay fabulous, my divas. Thanks for tuning into this latest episode of the Diva Deets. If this helped you and you found it valuable, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Ready for more support? Join my free Facebook community or join my coaching community. The details are in the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, stay strong, stay consistent, and stay fabulous, my divas.